old and in with the new.
I can't believe it, but we have to put another layer of concrete on.
Hi guys, join me today as we change up this old coffee table and make a brand new DIY stone coffee table. Me and Leon are renting this house out and it came with a good bit of furniture, and a lot of the furniture I really don't like. So this coffee table is one of those things. Basically, it's got some nice rust going on here. It's silver. The table can move. You can lift it. These are things you shouldn't be able to do to your coffee table. It's also glass, which is a big pain. So join me as we take on a new DIY project and make a beautiful faux that's a tongue twister. As we make a new beautiful faux stone coffee table. Let's get started. I'm just going to quickly go over how much I spent. So the wood was free. Cement cost us about €10. Scrim tape was about €5. The screws and the L brackets, actually we had some at home, so we only had to buy a few, which then cost us €5. The concrete sealant was also about €5, and then we bought some wood for the legs, which cost us €4, and it came to a total of €65. To start, you're going to need some wood or something to make the base of your coffee table. I want it to be kind of irregular, not a perfect circle, you know. This is the shape that we've kind of gone for. It's kind of like a bean shape. I didn't want a proper circle or a proper oval look. Okay, can you see?
Not really.
So we bought some white cement, but we didn't buy sand to go with the cement because we actually didn't know that you need sand to go with the cement. And now we're too lazy to go to the shop to get some, so we're going to just try it without the sand and see how it turns out. It might crack or it might not stick, we don't really know, but it's okay. We'll figure it out as we go. Look at Leon. You ready there?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
Let's give it a go. So first we put down a layer of scrim in order to give the concrete something to bond with. We didn't have any special tools in order to lay out the cement, but you can buy some in the shop if you want to. But we decided to wing it, which you'll see later that winging it probably isn't the best idea. Okay, so it's the next day and we're just looking at the table now. It's cracking a lot and you can hear that. So we're just going to take this whole thing off. We went to the shop and we bought some sand and we're going to start all over again. This is my car.
That's right. I'm making it.
As you see here, the stones that were in the sand are actually making it very difficult to spread the concrete, which wasn't ideal. So the next day I sieved the sand in order to take out as many of the stones as I possibly could. And before starting a new layer, you should definitely sand down the previous one in order to get a smooth finish. Oh my god. Oh no. This is not good. I don't know. So I'm not really happy with how this has turned out. It's definitely drying the second I put it onto the table. But we'll let it dry, see if it sticks. So Leon pointed out to me that last time I never rubbed it down with a wet cloth, which all the dust was still there, which meant that basically every time I put the concrete on it, all the dust was soaking up all the water. So what's the method? Just rub? I don't know. Just rub it out because it's going to start drying. Look, it's drying so quickly. Come on, it's drying. Hear the noise? See? It's happening again.
Go.
I have to go with hands. Go get the thingy. Look at all the bubbles! Oh my god. This is not good. What are we doing wrong? Because the cement was drying so fast, it was impossible to try and get a smooth finish on this, and this is kind of what we ended up with. It's not the worst, but it's definitely not what we wanted. And so we went in again. However, this time we learned, if you wet the previous layer of concrete before you add the new layer, this will stop your new layer of concrete from drying out. Basically, the dry layer of concrete is soaking up the water of the new layer that you're adding. Does that make sense?
I don't know what to tell you. I can't believe it, but we have to put another layer of concrete on because we took this layer off basically. Okay, let me just explain. Remember when I made the sand a bit finer? Well, there's still some tiny little stones in there that we couldn't get out, and so when we tried to bring the stick across to level everything and to smooth everything, these little tiny stones were still causing these little scratches. And I was like, you know, it's fine, we'll use the sandpaper across it and it'll work out. I'm okay with that. So me and Leon went to the shop, we bought some sandpaper, everything was going great, we were near the end, but the concrete was still a bit wet and we didn't realise. And we sanded it, and it's after taking lumps off of the new layer, and now it looks like crap again. So we have to do another layer again, I've no option. Whew, it's okay, it's all part of the process, I'm learning as I go. A tip I would give you is that get the finest sand you can find on this earth. I think you can buy a packet and it's called motor, something like that. I assume that this is better. We should have just got that in the first place, but we didn't know at the time. So that's where we are today. We're going to do another layer. Let's go. Now we bought some mortar. So we're going to try this. Basically what this is they use it mainly for, you know, when you're putting like bricks and you put the cement that goes in between the bricks. That's what this is essentially.
Oh.
A lot of bumps.
The mortar went on a lot smoother, except that it gave it a lot of bubbles. But we decided we'll accept this as our final layer. Then we bought some wood in the hardware shop, and then we had them cut it for us there. I had some leftover stain at home, so I decided to use that on the legs. And then we decided that we needed to cut the legs a little shorter, so we had to take everything off and put everything back on again. Big thank you to our friend Swanamere for lending us this miter saw. And for our final step, we had to apply a sealant. However, you have to wait a few weeks before you put the sealant on because all the water has to evaporate from the concrete first. So we waited 3 weeks. Oh, and also I made a small nesting table to go with this one, which I didn't bother to video as it was the same steps as before. Also, just a tip, make sure you put the sealant on outside of your house because the smell is incredibly strong. After putting 2 layers of sealant on, we tested it with some water. Perfect. Before I show you the end result, I just want to pop this up here because this video was a little complicated and confusing. So if anyone is looking to recreate one of these coffee tables, here's a step-by-step guide that is probably a little bit easier to follow than the video you just watched. Although I had to go through a lot of trial and error in order to get this correct, that shouldn't be the case for you, so don't be discouraged if you actually wish to try this out. It should take maybe 2 to 3 layers maximum in order to get it correctly done. I would also recommend getting a cement mix that's already mixed together with the sand and the cement, and that's a fine cement. I think that's what they call it, something like this. Even though I had to go through a lot of trial and error, I'm really happy with how the results turned out. It's stunning. You wouldn't know that it's wood underneath. I love the colour of the dark wood mixed with the stone. All in all, I'm really happy with it, and I'd love to know what you think or what you would do. Thank you guys for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.